What's up, family? Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Crazy Stupid Faith Podcast, and I am Courtney Wellington. Today, man, listen, I got hip hop. I got hip hop on my mind. I got rap music on my mind. I'm a hip hop head. Yeah, I'm saying sanctified, filled with the Holy Spirit, but I'm still a hip hop head because that's what I grew up on. I love it. I love the art. I love the music, the beat, the passion behind it. I had to take me a sip. I love it, man. I love the discussion of hip hop. I love the discussions, man. I had a debate with a young fella, this is right before COVID started. So it was probably around January, February, beginning of February. And, he was talking about, new hip hop, and he was passionate about it. But I respected the youngin' because he knew old hip hop as well. He knew where it came from. So, I respected that. And I told him, I said, listen, man, I'm not a hater of the new hip hop. I'm just, some of it just doesn't really resonate with me because I'm into lyrics and passion behind the lyrics. Now, some of these young cats get it. You know what I'm saying? They really get it. The J. Cole, the Kendricks, the sometime Drakes. He got to make his radio hits, and I respect that. That's why I call it sometime Drakes. But these brothers, Cole's a lot of Cole brothers out there right now, young cats that really can get it. You know what I mean? Rap. They can really get it in. That didn't sound right, did it? Get it. The pause. Get it in. Rap wise. I had to correct that. Unpause. But when you start talking about the greats, right? I had to take another sip and throw it a little dry this morning. When you start talking about the greats, though, it's hard for me to put the new cats on a great list for a few reasons. A, they new. Right? They still new. And so their body of work, I can't even use that, man, because these brothers be coming out with songs every 2 days. It's just hard for me to put them on a great list because of what I grew up with, man. Like I grew up with the legends. I grew up with two of the greatest rappers ever, just Biggie Small and Tupac, followed by a Jay-Z, followed by a Nas, followed by Andre 3000, followed by Eminem. You see where I'm going? So it's followed by Ice Cube. So it's hard to put these new guys in that realm just yet. Because Biggie didn't have a whole lot of songs, but the songs he had was bankers. He didn't have a whole lot of songs compared to what guys nowadays have. Like these dudes, literally, they come out with songs like every 2 days, man. They don't even sell albums; they sell songs, singles. So it's kind of hard to judge it off of body of work because it's like LeBron and Mike. Like Mike got 6 rings, but LeBron has done so much point wise and statistically in a shorter amount of time. So it's kind of hard for a lot of people to compare LeBron to Jordan. That's a whole nother podcast. I get all my sports heads in there to do that, to talk about that one. But so I respect the young cats. I do. I really respect the young cats, man. They doing their thing. I respect it because they're getting some major money, way more money than they got back in the day. But you gotta pay homage to back in the day, because if it wasn't for back in the day, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing today. So from that respect, you gotta pay homage to the guys that laid the foundation or build on the foundation, because the foundation was actually built with Sugar Hill Gang and believe it or not, Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was like the first, like nationally known rapper, worldly known rapper, because the dude used to put words together to promote his fights, and they were raps. Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. I mean, the dude was he was dope. He was dope, man. So respect to the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali. And I'm a Mike Tyson fan. That's a whole nother podcast, so we'll come back to that too, because I love to talk about boxing and boxers. From the no names to the greatest, I can rock with you on the boxing, but we ain't talking about that right now. Hip hop. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. I'm gonna ask y'all the biggest question about hip hop. Who's your top five? Now matter of fact, scratch that. Who's your top two? We're gonna make it real tough for you. Who's your top two in order? I'll give you mine real quick. And I might get some heat about this, but that's all right. It's mine. Number one. No, let's go number two. Number two, Andre 3000. Andre 3000. And I'm talking about just from a lyricist standpoint, to a flow, to delivery, wordplay. Andre 3000. If y'all want to go song for song, we can do that. Go back and listen to Andre 3000's from day one of Outkast to his most recent stuff. Not the singing stuff. That was cool too, but I'm talking about the straight hip hop rapping. And you show me another artist that's tighter than Andre 3000. Only reason I don't have him as number one, because my number one came out in the time of my life when I was going from a boy to a man, and he just changed hip hop to me. So the reason Andre 3000 is not number one to me is because that my number one is my ride or die number one. Like, he changed my life. He gave hip hop a different feeling. To me, he elevated hip hop to a level that it would never come down from. So Andre 3000 is my number two, right? And my number one, Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G. I'll wait. Notorious B.I.G. He doesn't have a whole lot in his body of work because he got assassinated, so he wasn't able to do his thing. But the body work that he does have is amazing. Because if you think about it, Biggie only had like 2 albums, right? That he officially did, because he was working on his second album when he got assassinated. 2 albums. I remember when I first heard Biggie, I was in high school. I love reggae, and one of my favorite artists back in the day from a reggae standpoint. He also kind of changed the game as far as how reggae was delivered. Super Cat. That was my man. That was my guy. And Super Cat came out with a song called Dolly. Dolly, baby. Yeah. And that beat. So Super Cat took reggae flow over like a hip hop beat. And that really wasn't done before that. Like Super Cat really, to me, elevated that reggae hip hop merger to me. That's to me now. So on that song, on the remix, I think it's the remix, a brother jumped on a mic and did a verse that changed my life. Right? Ugh, I love it when you call me Big Papa, the showstopper, the rap dropper, Super Cat past the Glock. Ugh, I see you shivering. Check the flavor, Biggie Smalls is delivering lyrical lyrics. You see me flowing from my lyric. Next chubby competitor, quick to kick a nigga in the chest. Yes, it's bad boy. We hardcore. We can't take it no more. Out. When I heard that, I said, who is this dude? Who is this cat? And I always been chubby, so he said chubby competitor. That's me. I'm a chubby competitor. Quick to kick in the chest. I was blown away, man. I was blown away. And see, back then, you were a real fan of an artist, right? For a few reasons. First and foremost, the artist only came out with an album probably every 3-4 years. Right? So you had to wait. So you played that album for years before they came out with another one. Now they come out with songs every 2-3 days, every 2-3 weeks, every other month. So that's the difference. Also, we didn't have the luxury of grabbing our cell phone to find out who an artist is. No, we did not. We didn't even have cell phones back then. Not that we can afford. Like only dope boys and big time millionaires had cell phones back then, and it looked like bricks. I think it was like $79 a minute or something like that to use it. But he looked cool though. But anyway, so we didn't have that luxury. We had the internet, but it was dial up. I don't even think was it dial? Nope, it wasn't even dial up then. Dial up didn't start till later, because this is like 93. I'm telling my business. So we didn't have the luxury of going and looking up artists and seeing who they were, where they came from. We had to literally wait till they came on Yo MTV Raps to get some background on them. That's why I say back then, man, you had to be a real fan, because patience was the name of the game. Wasn't no downloading back then. We didn't have that luxury. We had to wait till it came on the radio and then recorded it on a tape. You had to press that red button on your tape recorder, and it was hard, so you got to put your elbow into that joint. That red button, that big play button. And you recorded off the radio and prayed to God that the DJ didn't talk over your doggone song. Man, please play the whole song before you talk and start talking. WEDR, God, dog. Real artists, real fans. I'm sorry, not real artists, but real fans back then. Changed my life, man. I wore my chubbiness with a cape on my chest back then. Cause then I had 3 artists that represent chubby boys. Heavy D was my guy, but he was light skinned with good hair, and I couldn't relate. Then Chubb Rock came out, but he only had like 1 or maybe 2 hits and disappeared. And then Biggie came and changed the game. He kicked the doors down on hip hop, man. Yeah. I love it when you call me Big Papa. Ugh. Bro had asthma, post nasal drip, and everything, and he put it all on wax. Now don't edit that out. I need them to hear all. I need them to hear all of that. And the man, it sounded so right, man. Baby. It was all a dream. I wish you read Brought Up magazine. Salt and pepper and heavy D, a pit of limousine. Hanging pictures on the wall. Every Saturday, rap attack, Mr. Magic Bowling Ball. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Like, dude. Is this dude rapping with post nasal drip? And it sounds great. Biggie changed the game. Big ain't care about the look. He ain't care about the sound. Like, he just, this is me, receive it. And I loved it, man. Then he came out with his album in, I think it was 93. Or was it 94? Because I was in college. No, it was 94. Yeah, it was 94. I think he came out with Ready to Die. And that album and Snoop album, those 2 albums just changed the game of hip hop to me. Yeah. So, shout out to all the new artists, man. I ain't tripping on them. It's all good. I listen to them. Some of them got some bangers. Now, what I can't do is the mumble rap. I just can't. I just can't. I can't do it. I'm sorry. They have some hard beats though, but what are you saying? Just too gimmicky for me. And I ain't hating. Get your money, bro. But as far as like a fan of hip hop and the art of it, I just can't give it the mumble rap. Like the brah dude, I can't. Well, all of them do it now, but I forgot his name. But he had I'm talking about a hard song. It was number 1 for like a whole year. What was that, about 5 or 6 years ago? He had the song on lock. He sound like Future, but he's not Future. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name, but there you go. I can't remember his name. But he had that hit though. He got his money. But 3,000 and Biggie, those are my 2. Those are my 2. And I can go down my list with no shame. Biggie, 3,000. Rakim. What? What'd you say? Come again, say what? You said what? Oh, okay. I thought you said something. Rakim. Let me tell you why Rakim, my number 3. Rakim was doing it. He was a lyricist before lyricists were lyricists. Like the dude had a flow like no other. Like half the artists on your list, probably more than half, probably 90, Probably 98% of the artists on your list pattern themselves after Rakim. Because Rakim was doing it early 80s. Well, mid 80s. Yeah. 83, 84, 85, somewhere up in there. I got to look that up. Eric B. and Rakim, that album, Paid in Full. Man, please. Classics. Yeah. Man, I wanted to be from New York so bad back then. I think everybody wanted to be from New York back then because all the rappers came out of New York. Big Daddy Kane, right? All the rappers came out of New York back then. Special Ed, I'm the Magnificent. Ladies love Special Ed back then. Because all you had to have back then was good hair. And you, if you had curly hair in the 80s, man, in the 90s, you was in. Curly hair or colored eyes. You was not store-bought colored eyes. I'm talking about like you were born with colored eyes. You was straight. You was good. You didn't even have to talk. I had to make him laugh. I had to put in work, man. I had to put in work. But yeah, New York had it on lock back in the day. It really did. I mean, New York had it on lock. Straight up. I ain't gonna front. Like New York had the 80s and the early 90s on lock. And then NWA came out in like 88, 89, somewhere up in there. Or was it 90? And put the West Coast on the map. Change rap forever. That's why I got to give a shout out. Not because I'm biased. I might be a little biased because I am from Miami-Dade County all day, every day, 305. Holla at your boy. Yeah. You got to show love to Uncle Luke, man. 2 Live Crew. 2 Live Crew put the South on the map. 2 Live Crew put the South on the map. And did numbers. Independently. Come on, man. I think Luke was the first one to do the independent thing. I mean, shout out to Master P, but Luke was the first to do it. I'm biased a little bit because I'm from Dade County again, but facts is facts. Luke was the first one to do it. He was a marketing genius. Like when they tried to ban him, that made him even more influential and powerful. Same thing with NWA when it was out there stepping on the CDs and that stuff, just promoting it, man. That's free promotion. So shout out to Uncle Luke, man. Hip hop, man, I love it. Hip hop will get you hype. And the genre is so wide now. Like you got all types of styles of hip hop now. I remember in like 2005, somewhere up in there. Like Ja Rule owned like the early 2000s. And then a young man by the name of Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. 50. That's him texting me now. Clown Ja Rule. Kanan clown Ja Rule. All my Powers fans out there. Y'all ain't had to kill Ghost anyway. clown Ja Rule so hard that people started to take Ja Rule as a joke. Then Ja Rule just kind of like fell off the map. And then 50 was on. Kanan, a.k.a. 50, a.k.a. Curtis Jackson, clowned Ja Rule for sing rapping. Because that was Ja Rule thing. Baby, I was here for the taste. That was his thing. And it was popping. He was that dude. Right? For sing rapping. Then everybody started clowning Ja Rule for sing rapping. But peep this though. 50 Cent started sing rapping. And everybody else started sing rapping. So for the very thing that made Ja Rule important, or a name, and then got clowned on about, now everybody is doing it. So shout out to Ja Rule, man. I mean, I bought a couple albums. I ain't gonna front. Murder Inc. was them boys was like Bad Boy and Death Row for a minute. They was killing the game for a good little minute. You know? That's what I'm saying. So hip hop has evolved like big time. Like since a hip hop, a hibbit to the hip hop, you don't stop. Like from that era to where it is now. Man, that's an evolution. There was a young man came out of Tallahassee. He was the auto-tune king. Like we couldn't get enough of him. He changed the hip hop game. He was auto-tuning everything and singing with it and over a dope beat. And we couldn't get enough of it. Then Jay-Z came out and said, you know, death to auto-tune, and everybody started clowning auto-tuning. Well, I say, man, it's just, it evolves and it evolves and it evolves. But now auto-tuning is back. They just do it from a different perspective. So it's a life lesson in that too. Like, be unique, man. Be you. If somebody clown you, it's okay. If somebody clowning you, they probably hating on you. So be you. I promise you. Your style or your way of thinking, or your way of dressing, or your way of rapping, your way of singing will be in style at some point. So do you. I remember back in junior high, me and my partner Dante, we went to a New Edition concert, right? And New Edition had their shirts buttoned all the way up to the top, right? So me and my boy D, you know, we always been into fashion. This is junior high now. We trying to dress like grown men in junior high to be different. So we in junior high, so we go back to school. And we go, you know, we got our Oak Tree stuff on. Shout out to Oak Tree. Listen, man, I'm telling my age right now. Y'all young folk like, who? What kind of tree is that? Oak Tree, baby. It was a fashion store at the Fashion Mall. A mall, because everything's online now. A mall is a place where a whole bunch of stores are under one roof, and you can walk around and pick up girls and buy clothes. And they had a food court, and you could get good different food. None of it was good for you though, but it, you know, whatever you wanted. Yeah. So Oak Tree was at the mall. So we went to Oak Tree and got us some shirts, man. Looking like Trey from Boys in the Hood, right? So we button our shirts all the way up to the top, just like Trey and Boys in the Hood. So folks was clowning us. The guys was clowning. Look at these cornballs, got the shirt buttoned up to the top, looking like a clown. Man, your shirt choking you. We heard all the jokes. We heard all the jokes. And people were like happy to clown us because, you know, we were good at clowning people. You know, that's always been my thing, you know. Ranking. Like, you gonna rank? Let's rank, bro. You better bring it because I'm going to tear you up. So anyway, they were clowning us. They was getting us, man. We had to take it on the chin. I never unbuttoned that top button, though. I kept rocking them shirts. We kept rocking them shirts. So this is what happened. This is my point. Girls started complimenting us on our clothes and the shirts and how we were wearing it. Right? So now we're getting compliments from the popular girls. You know, junior high school, you get a compliment from the popular girls. You golden. All right. So the same dudes that used to clown us come back like, hey man, wait, you he knows somebody about to ask you something when they stutter and whisper, hey man, where you get them shirts from? You think you can tell me where you got the shirt from? Nah, bro. Why you want a shirt? You been clowning me for the past month. Nah, yeah. So stand your ground, man. I promise you the stock will come back or it'll come to you. Hip hop. Ugh. Listen, man, Biggie Smalls was so amazing. Like, this brother could have came out with a full song called Post Nasal Drip, and I would have bought it. He could have got on the mic and just cleared his throat, sneezed, and grunted for a full 3.5 minutes. I would have bought it. That's how dope Biggie Smalls was to me. I'd have bought it, put it over a beat. It's called Post Nasal Drip. I'm on it. Biggie changed the game, man. 3000 changed the game, man. Outkast. A lot of people changed the game. It's like pinball, right? The ball man, I'm taking y'all back. Anyway, pinball, the ball coming down and it's losing momentum, and then you hit it, and then it changes the direction of the ball and gains momentum again. So you hit it with these little prongs. So certain rappers throughout the years that were prongs in the hip hop pinball game, right? So Biggie was a prong. 3000 was a prong. Jay was a prong. Nas. Eminem was big prong. Like, he changed, like, M changed the game from a he changed the game from a racial standpoint. I didn't say racist, I said racial. Like, because it was on white cats that can flow in the 90s that was tight. Like, Third Base was one of my favorite groups. Third Base. Gas Face. It was tight. Cypress Hill. The boys was tight. Like, they can rap. And I can go on and on with the list. I wasn't really a Beastie Boy fan like that. I respected what they did and the beats and the music and the era and all of that. I mean, they just engulfed the era. But I wasn't really a Beastie Boy fan as far as, they can rap. They just had their own style of bringing it. But Eminem came to me and elevated rap in general. So you got to respect all the artists, man, from back then to now. Because if you add all of them up, they all equal greatness. Just call hip hop. Thank y'all for listening. Check y'all out on the next one. It's your boy. Peace to the people.